he chose to refute was the one about Facebook's privacy and self-care bills. So even though Facebook's primary business is information, they actually do very little to protect your information from outside news sources. The Wall Street Journal states this process, which is known as data phishing. Data phishing rips names, your friends' names, their likes, their web page that they were previously on, and then sells that information to advertising companies. I also stated that Farmville, Texas Hold'em Poker, and Frontierville all have one thing in common. They sell your information to advertising companies. If any of you have played Facebook's top 10 apps, then congratulations, your information has just been sold to an advertising company. I also state that those who are on Facebook are subject to have their name and their life put in the hands of advertising companies. Facebook actually gains a profit from this process, and so they encourage it. Facebook's own rights and responsibility statement says, you will not provide any false personal information so that they gain a non-exclusive, transferable, sub-licensable, royalty-free IP content that you post on or in connection with Facebook. In short, anything that you post on or in connection with Facebook belongs to Facebook. Also, altogether, Facebook makes a profit by endangering your data.
Okay. My opponent says that Facebook does have a lack in protecting users' privacy, but this claim is based on bad evidence. It's not Facebook's fault. It's the choices of the users that cause this problem, and I have two responses to this. First, Facebook doesn't have a lack of protecting users' privacy. People just choose not to use the privacy settings provided by Facebook. According to PC Magazine, 13 million Facebook users in the US are not using the privacy settings despite the awareness of security threats linked with oversharing on the site. According to Consumer Reports, 7 million households using Facebook had trouble with someone logging in without their permission, to harassment and being threatened, and this is up 30% since last year. Facebook users choose to reveal their private information. About 28% of users have their Facebook profiles open to more than just friends. Consumer Reports find this problematic due to about 4.8 million users have posted their whereabouts on Facebook. Second, my opponent has also brought up the fact that Facebook gives away information to advertising companies. This is just another way to target consumers. It doesn't force users to do anything in terms of supporting a business. And there are settings that can help you change this problem. A social ad is advertisement with actions that you or a friend do on Facebook, for example, liking a page. But you can change that in your settings so if you like a page, it won't show on your friend's advertisements that you've liked that page. The only way to really ensure your protection from apps is just to turn off your apps completely, according to Gawker. Clearly, Facebook does have the ability to protect privacy of its users. People just choose not to use the settings provided. And here's my constructive. Facebook won't set the privacy settings for you on its own. So the choice is yours if you want Facebook to protect your privacy. According to Consumer Reports, there are ways to protect your privacy. Consider the most private information you don't want to share and protect basic information like your birth date and your family relationships. Regularly check your exposure by seeing how others see it and review your privacy settings monthly. Also know you'll have to hide your information, turn off some settings, and block other people if you don't want to share some information. Your Facebook name and your profile picture are accessible to everyone on the web, but you can hide your face from people seeing it by either not having a profile photo or using something else other than your face. You can block apps and sites by just turning off the apps completely or restricting your information so you can decide what you are willing to share with your friends that use apps. Lastly, block people you don't want to be looking at your page, or put them on a restriction list so if you're about to post something on Facebook, it will ask you, do you want to share this with this person, and you can decide yes or no. Facebook has the controls to set your privacy. It's your decision if you want to use them correctly, and to make sure about what you put on Facebook is safe or what you want to reveal to the world.